welcome back to Hazardous Golf. It's Chris here, just going to take you through a voiceover of this 9-hole round. It's now qualifying season and I'm looking to focus more on scoring. I've been working on my swing over the past month or so, and it's just nice to finally get out and see if I can score when it counts. So I've been a bit more conservative on the shorter par 4s, been taking irons off the tees. Hit a decent 5-iron off the tee, a little bit heavy, unfortunately, thinned that 7-iron across the ground and left myself this really awkward kind of 100-yard shot off this bank. Great contact, but I just flew it a touch too far over the green, and now I've got a really difficult chip back on. And this is kind of the element that frustrates me. I play safe off the tee, have a pretty straightforward second shot, don't make the most out of it, and then leave myself an awkward third shot, and before you know it, you've got long range putts for bogey, and the chances of making it are very slim. So it was double bogey on the first, +2, 3-1 through one. Just not the best start, especially when you're looking to put scores in. So on to the second. This is quite a tough hole. We've hit a pretty good drive, just left the face open a touch, and we've got about 100 yards in. I'm just aiming way up on the left side here. Even left of the green is fine. We can't go anywhere near those bunkers. It was a bit over the top there, and it's one of those situations where it's not the shot I was trying to hit, but I've hit a nice little fade with a wedge there, and then ended up pretty close to the pin. So I've got a birdie putt here on a tough second hole. Let's see how we do. And that breaks off a lot quicker than I had anticipated. So just about 1.5 feet now to clean up for a par. And we're +2 through 2, so a bit happier about that. Getting back then to bogey golf. Get the tee shot away here on the third. Again, just left it out to the right. It's not too bad here. As long as you don't hit it into those big trees in front of me, you can, and leave yourself enough space, you can have a decent approach here at this green. So I'm just looking just to cut the corner off this tree. I'm aiming a lot further right actually than what I intended to, and you can see I have just made it over that tree. I've got a nice little jog over here. Andy kept the camera rolling and actually had a very nice shot in. And you can see there we've got about 15 feet or so for a birdie. So I've been really happy with the swing changes. I still struggled to use my body. I'd be quite an armsy player, but really working on that club path, I'm much less over the top, much less steep. It does creep in to my game now and again, as I've just missed that birdie putt there. But another par, we're +2 through 3.
Right.
Again, another miss out to the right. Very kind of similar drives. Andy was way down the left side here, so he couldn't stop to get my footage just for pace of play. I've got the camera down against the golf bag. I had a bit of debate whether I want to hit a 9-iron or an 8-iron, because this tree is kind of on my limit of an 8-iron, but I went for it anyway. And as you can see, I have just cleared the tree by about a metre. Very happy with the shot. Just looking to get it back onto the fairway.
It could be pretty short.
Yeah. So we're standing now, and I believe had about 9-iron or so left in here. Trying to take aim at that tall tree at the back. This is a very long green front to back. Quite narrow though, left to right. And you can see in that uphill lie, we've really come across it and hit a big pull there. Fortunately, stayed short of the bunker, so it's kind of a straightforward chip. I'm looking just to land this a few feet before the green in the rough with this chipper and just died. I carried it a touch too far, so we're going to roll out past the pin.
Green's just rolling. Yeah, it's just rolling away from you there.
Safely on in 4. About 20 feet now for a par, outside chance. And I just never hit it. So a little tester here to clean up for bogey. These putts always make me nervous. You do not want to be dropping shots on these. And thankfully I just find inside right there. +3 through 4, delighted. Now this is kind of through the toys out of the pram here. I have hit a huge block. That is OB on the right, and I just concede the hole because, yeah, I probably should have played it. However, I just don't see myself, doing better than a bogey on the 5th hole. And when you're having to play your 3rd off the tee, a ding's a ding. It's +3. Really unfortunate. Again, I don't really show a lot of anger on the course, but there is an element of stubbornness there, and I really just should have finished the hole. But we dinged it. We walked on to the 6th, pulled that tee shot. It was terrible contact. We've left ourselves with a tough 2nd shot. And I hate playing underneath trees. My club was never going to hit the tree, but I feel really, as I compact my swing, I really move a lot less, and I typically fat or top those. But we got that 7-iron out. Straightforward, 40-yard pitch now. I've been working on these a little bit. I just feel like I'm taking the club away without hinging it up, just kind of to parallel, and I swing through. I do have a couple of problems that creep in when I do this, but it's something I'm trying to become more confident with. So you can see that would be the problem. I just come in, I just keep the face pretty shut, and if the path is a little bit left, I'm going to hit a pull. So unfortunately now I'm short-sighted, sitting in thick rough. Very hard to stop this. Decent contact, but the chipper just rolls on.
Pretty good.
Out.
You were unlucky with the skip there.
I'm on in 4. Not very happy, and a long putt here for bogey. And again, it's not a hole that I felt like I did an awful lot wrong on, but 2 errors, on the same hole, it adds up. And I was very nervous standing over this. This is for 6 now. And thankfully I make that, but, +8 through 6 now with that ding. And look at this majestic pheasant. He is always around the 6th and the start of the 7th hole. Absolutely rules the roost at Bangor. Giving him a bit of respect and space here. Don't want to spook him out. Now this tee shot is one of the best tee shots I've hit on this 7th hole in a long time. Nice baby draw off the middle to a pin that sits back left. It was all over it. It looked great from the tee box, and when we got down there, it's just about 15 feet short.
The pace.
Uphill putt. Great chance for a birdie and to try and stabilise the round.
Hit it. You had it.
And unbelievably close. Just left it.
I never hit it.
An inch short. Nice par though on a tough par 3 to remain +8 through 7. Best drive of the day here on the 8th. I found that I was swinging a bit too quick. You can see I'm talking to myself there. I told myself before that shot, just slow it down, Chris. And I did. And I'm like, it's that straightforward. Just swing easy. So the tempo definitely got a wee bit better here. I had to record myself. I actually popped that wedge up pretty high. And thankfully, because it's summer now, I landed that about 30 yards short of the green. And this is the first round I've had where I've noticed I've been finally getting 20-30 yards of roll off the driver. That ball rolled 20 yards down towards the green here, so I'm just taking putter. We're playing this safe, give myself a chance at a par here. Decent putt.
Pretty good.
Looked better from where I was standing, but just a little challenging putt now. Just outside the range where you'd feel confident. But as I said, really enjoying the fact that, if we carry our drives, 240 yards now, they're not getting stuck in the ground and staying 240. Sometimes they even went backwards in the winter. I've just missed that on the low side. That's a bogey. That's +9 through 8. So we need a par now on quite a tough 9th hole. And again, nice
Maybe
smooth
draws.
swing. Not trying to kill it.
Shot.
Draw down the middle. It just runs through. The fairway cuts in a touch there. So I've just came up onto this wee mound. Not sitting too bad. And as I said, finally getting that 20 to 30 yards of roll. So roll through the fairway.
Yep.
Into this rough. And rather than having a 7-iron in the winter, or even last month, to be honest, I'm now standing over a 9-iron. And yourself, like your confidence over a 9-iron compared to a 6 or a 7-iron, it's just massive, and it really helps the scoring prospects. This is a tough green. I kind of hit a bit of a pull here. It wasn't where I was aiming, but the ball lands quite low, runs up the bank to the left side, and we're just in the fringe. Just looking to clean up here with a 2-putt.
Very good putt.
For a par. And great effort there. Just tap that in. +9. 3-9.